Welcome back to the AirBornePodcast. I'm your host, Ajit. As Big Boy Bravs with us. We got Thanos back with us once again. And we're back with another video, not specifically based around the Toronto Raptors, but there's two power forwards that, have been quality power forwards, all-stars in the past, that have kind of diminished in terms of star quality, star power. And they're both on the market. Well, one was, but has recently signed with the team. And the other one has come out as being a trade candidate and, could possibly be in the buyout market if they cannot find a trade partner. And those two players we're going to be talking about are Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm going to throw it to you, Anujan. Who do you want to start with? Because both of them at this point really don't have a lot more to give and seem like they'll probably be more of a ring chaser more than trying to sign with the team that would kind of use whatever they have left in the tank to help like a team maybe make a playoff run. So who do you want to start with?
I mean, the Blake Griffin is already a done deal, right? Because he signed with the Nets. I don't know why he signed with the Nets. Like, I feel like he's trying to pull a DeMarcus Cousins move. But he's not really gonna do that much on that team. Like, that team's already stacked.
But you say DeMarcus Cousins move, you talking about the one in Golden State?
Yeah, the Golden State one, yeah.
Yeah, when he went to Golden State.
Yeah, like he just at this point, I feel like Griffin is at the decline of his career, so he's just trying to get a few rings, and then call it a career.
You know what's crazy? Before I throw it to you, Bravs.
Yeah.
What if he was just playing around this last season, like whatever time he had in Detroit with all the injuries and whatnot, and pulling a James Harden and playing like he was ass, but really
sick?
Oh, you think he's gonna start dunking again?
No, I mean, he hasn't done since 2019. He'll probably get an open dunk or something with playing with these guys.
No, he'll definitely get a few lobs, but I mean, I don't know if that Griffin is going to come back.
He was averaging, I think, like 13 points and like 5 rebounds. I do want to talk about the fact that I feel like it's still an upgrade, whether he's in the starting lineup or off the bench.
Yeah, it's definitely an upgrade, but I don't know. Are you talking about the Nets or just like
No, for the Nets, because Jeff Green is who's playing the power forward for them. At times, and he is playing the small center, and Blake Griffin, I feel like, could take that spot like in meaningful minutes because Jeff Green hasn't been consistent for the most part. Yeah. And I feel like Blake Griffin still has enough in the tank to produce more at a higher level on a consistent basis than Jeff Green.
I've heard that they might put him, like when they're playing small ball, they might put him at the 5. I honestly don't really like that move because I feel like the new young guy, Claxton.
Yeah.
I feel like the Nets are just ruining his development. I don't know why they would try to do something like that because that guy's been playing pretty well the last couple of games before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it just it's going to ruin his development.
He's been a solid energy player off their bench. I felt like they got rid of Jared Allen for no reason, just because they wanted to give DeAndre that security to let him know that he's still a part of this team.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why they got rid of Jared Allen for no reason. I felt like they could have kept him, but I think there was like a little friction there between DeAndre and the minutes he was getting.
Yeah, there definitely was, though.
Yeah, they should have kept Jared Allen. DeAndre Jordan is like getting too old.
Yeah, he's Kyrie and Kevin Durant's close friend, and that's why he came with them, part of that deal. I don't feel like they care much about Claxton's development right now, just based on the fact that they're trying to go for a championship. And if they can get bodies like this that are coming off the buyout market just to fill out their roster, I feel like that's something they're going to choose over the development of Nick Claxton.
I'm down to just get Claxton on our team.
I think another Jackson Hayes.
I think I saw stats. In 17 minutes of play, he had like 17 or 18 points and like 10 boards. It's crazy. Like, he's good.
But
he just needs minutes.
So one thing I was going to say in this little segment, Ajit, but before I forget, I just want to mention, LaMarcus Aldridge, we've been trying to chase this guy for years.
Yeah, I know.
And then before he went to the Spurs, like, there were rumors and chats, we're going to get LaMarcus, blah, blah, blah. This guy did 360 and went south and went to the San Antonio Spurs. But I think ever since he's gone there, he's been degrading in terms of production, right? I don't think there's been the same LaMarcus Aldridge from the Portland days.
the consistent guy that can make shot from the post. Like that turnaround jumper was so lethal for so many years.
I know.
Yeah.
I also think that Kawhi Leonard departing from that team kind of affected him because he was always supposed to be that second option around that 2017 year when they made a run at Golden State when Kevin Durant first got to that team. Remember Kawhi Leonard, they were up 23 in game 1 of that conference finals. He goes down.
He got injured.
Zaza Pachulia, and then, the team basically wasn't the same after that. Before we do transition over to the LaMarcus Aldridge side of things, I just wanted to talk about Blake Griffin's stats specifically because I didn't give it accurately earlier.
Mm-hmm.
For the season, he's averaging 2 threes, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and I feel like those stats for a Brooklyn team that's that stacked is perfect.
It's fine. Yeah,
and they can go with those 4 guys. They can go 2 in the starting lineup, 2 in the second, quarter type like that. They can rotate. They don't have to have all 4 of them on the floor at the same time. I do want to talk about Blake Griffin. He could have chose the Lakers. I understand why he didn't choose the Clippers because of the whole Steve Ballmer thing when he signed that 5-year deal. And when they, brought him in and they're like, you're the franchise player. We want your jersey to hang off for the Raptors, right?
Raptors, not Raptors. Raptors.
It's the Raptors, yeah.
Oh, I heard Raptors. I was like, what?
Raptors, sorry.
Wait, before you continue on, it was 171 million.
171 million? 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years, yeah. It wasn't a 4-year deal. Because
it was a 5-year deal, yeah.
Yeah, they had his rights. So, they were talking about that. Lawrence Frank and Steve Ballmer were talking about his jersey being hung eventually in the Raptors. And, and then they just traded him 6 months later to Detroit. So
I know.
Over, yo.
Yeah, and then I feel like the motivation wasn't there for the guy from the beginning just because I understand that Detroit wanted him and he was happy about that. But going from California to Detroit.
To Motor City.
Yeah, night and day. Why would you want to play there? And I know Brooklyn obviously is a cold place too, cold city. But when you're going for a championship, there's a motivation there, right? And I feel like that's going to bring a little bit more out of him. That's my opinion right now. But yeah, Bravs, you tell me, Anujan, you go after that.
My opinion for Blake Griffin, right? Blake Griffin, that's who we're talking about. My take on him is that if he goes to Brooklyn, I honestly think that it's remember how they brought in Paul Pierce and they brought in what's his name, KG, and then for a few years their development program was horrendous. There's no draft picks. There's nothing there's no future. It was now, right? And I think that same mindset is being developed again in this circumstance, right?
I would disagree with that just because. Yeah, because KG and Paul Pierce were a little bit older. They were
they're past their prime. I get it. Yeah, you're right. But look at Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is getting really old, right?
He's 32.
Yeah, he's 32. But he's playing like a 40-year-old.
Yeah,
I kind of agree with what you say, the fact that they want to win now.
Yeah,
more so than not develop the young core, but
yeah,
I mean Kyrie and KD are not that old. They're
no, I agree in that aspect. But
and Harden too.
No, for sure. But when you bring in these pieces, right, and then you're forgetting about your
actual core. Yeah.
Your attention towards your bench isn't going to be there. Your main focal point is going to be on this starting 5. Joe Harris will be benched or he moved down, right? I don't think
Joe Harris is benched
in the starting roster. And then you're gonna forget about these guys, right? And then their development won't be the same. And I don't know. That's just my mindset. That's what
I do want to say. I mean, obviously they're not worried about the development of the younger players, and they barely have any on that roster still. But they do have this 3-year window with Kyrie, Kevin Durant, James Harden, where they're all still not in their full primes, but they're still in their primes in a certain aspect if you look at it. And Blake Griffin, when you say he plays like a 40-year-old as a first option, maybe, but as a 4th or 5th option, because you still have Joe Harris. Yeah. I feel like their lineup right now, you look at them, James Harden at the point guard, Kyrie at the shooting guard. You got Joe Harris, who couldn't play the small forward for them. Kevin Durant at the 4, DeAndre at the 5. And then off the bench, they got Landry Shamet. They got Blake Griffin at the power forward. They got Bruce Brown at the shooting guard. They got Jeff Green, who could play small forward, power forward. even small center, and then they got Nick Claxton.
It's,
Unless he gets replaced by Andre Drummond or DeMarcus Cousins, I mean, he still gets valuable minutes at the center position.
is Dinwiddie thing out for the year?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah,
He's out for the year. They could have flipped him for somebody if they wanted to, but he's a solid piece that's coming for them next season, right?
Yeah. Isn't he a free agent though?
Sorry.
No, they signed him to like a 3-year deal before he got hurt.
Dude, he's underrated too, yo. Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
He's mad smart too.
I felt like there was a chance for him to go to the Lakers, especially with the Anthony Davis injury, and I'm referring to Blake Griffin, of course. But I felt like I think he didn't want that role because he didn't want that type of pressure on him where he had to perform more than he had to with just LeBron and him and AD possibly taking a few more weeks to come back before the playoffs start. So I felt like he took the easy way out and he wanted to go to a team where he felt like he could still produce at a certain level and still be
There's no pressure on him, right?
Yeah, so like still produce at a certain level and still be able to have a high chance of getting a championship.
Mm-hmm.
With the second half about to start today, or yesterday, you think the Nets are now not top priority, but top potential champs for the season?
Yeah, I think so.
100%. Yeah, it's
because go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's the Lakers versus the Nets in the finals, in my opinion. If everything goes well and they're all healthy, no COVID protocol stuff that happens, I feel like it's going to be Lakers versus Nets.
I was going to say that it's at this point, right now, this very moment, as the second half is about to start, I think that it's Nets Clippers with the heavy question mark about Anthony Davis's injury history. This is like a calf, Achilles borderline type of injury right now. And that's exactly what happened to Kevin Durant. So they're going to be way more cautious about it because they don't want to mess that up. So they're going to hold him out as long as they can until the playoffs and hopefully get him back at 100%. But without a healthy Anthony Davis, I don't see the Lakers making it past the conference finals.
We'll see. Let's see what happens.
One more point to Bravs from earlier was, you know how you said this trade feels like, or this signing feels like the KG. KG, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry signing, or the big trade that they made where they lost like 37,000 draft picks.
Yeah.
I feel like at that point, Miami was still the team to beat in the East when that happened because they were still up in their prime, right, at that time.
Oh, LeBron,
Dwayne Wade. Yeah. But I feel like right now, Brooklyn's a team to beat. They don't got, like, Bucks? They don't have no clutch closers on their team.
Yeah.
And they don't. Who else is in the East? No one. I mean, Philly might be Philly has a chance, but they have to make a trade for Kyle Lowry to be on that level. Right now,
one team. I got one team that could beat the Nets.
The Raptors.
Yeah, let's not joke around right now.
Oh, you're fine.
We're gonna get smacked around one.
We got the defenders.
If
defenders.
Yeah, like Shaq says it best on TV, right? Shaq says this all the time. If Kevin Durant sees us back in the playoffs, we're barbecue chicken, straight.
Barbecue chicken.
He's waiting for the moment to get us back and get redemption for that finals.
100%.
And so, it is what it is. Blake Griffin, he took the easy way out, and that's my final verdict on that. You guys let me know what your final thoughts about that is, and then we'll move on to LaMarcus Aldridge.
Brooklyn Nets have no future. That's it. Now we're done. Now and done. That's what they're.
I mean, they got all the pieces now. All they need to do is capitalize. If they don't capitalize this year, it's a straight bust for them.
You're telling me that if they don't win at least one or two championships, it's a bust? No.
I'm saying if they don't win this year with the team they have right now, then it's like it's a waste of a season, to be honest.
Yeah,
I feel like as long as if they're healthy, if there's like some sort of issues like Katie or something's not playing or something, then I mean like that's fine. But still, they still have Kyrie and James Harden leading the way.
Yeah, Kevin Durant has literally taken LeBron's idea of a super team and elevated to another level.
I have no respect for KD at this point. Like I really thought that after he finished with Golden State, I thought it was just gonna be him and Kyrie just doing their thing. But then Harden came and now Griffin came. Griffin came. I'm just like, bro, like
it's like every time LeBron wins at one championship and it goes into the following year, it's like some person has to try and mess it up.
Yeah. They won 3.
Yeah, literally. Well, yeah, okay. On to the next one. Let's talk about LaMarcus Aldridge, a player who's still on the market, still being waited to be traded on. And a few trades, I did see this on Bleacher Report. A few teams like the Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat, the Toronto Raptors obviously weren't there, but we're going to obviously make something happen with the Raptors, at least talk about it. I'm going to start with the Miami Heat. The trade for LaMarcus Aldridge going to Miami is Andre Iguodala and Kelly Olynyk for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Andre Iguodala and Kelly Olynyk?
Yeah.
For Aldridge?
Yeah.
Not bad.
I mean, that's not bad, yeah.
I mean, they get a younger power forward center in Kelly Olynyk.
He's not bad too. Kelly Olynyk is actually he's not like amazing, but like he gets the job done.
No, but I feel like Aldridge just needs a new scenery. I feel like once he gets that, once he goes to a new team, I feel like he'll produce a bit more better.
Yeah.
I don't know. You think
he's not motivated with San Antonio?
He probably lost motivation. They're like a subpar team, right? The San Antonio Spurs.
Remember the 2015 Raptors when like we traded Rudy Gay and boom, trade with the Kings?
Yeah.
I feel like it may be the same thing with the Spurs. When they make that one trade, then like
yeah. Definitely. They're not bad.
The Rudy Gay trade, I think, happened in December of 2014.
14.
Yeah, that's what I think.
2015, I remember.
Yeah, that was the year we lost to Brooklyn in 7 games, right?
Yeah, stupid. Kyle Lowry went for the layup and his ass blocked.
The same guy you talking shit about is the one who won us the championship.
the one that got 11 straight points in the first quarter for us.
Word.
Game
26 points, 10 assists.
Forgave him, okay? Easy.
Yeah,
All right, let's move on to the next team that they said is a possible destination. Is LaMarcus going to the Boston Celtics for a straight-up Tristan Thompson trade? I don't know how the salaries would work with that because I did try to throw it in the trade machine and it said it failed because Tristan Thompson's only making $10 million versus LaMarcus making $24 million. And I don't know if they have a trade exception that they kind of attach to it to make the salaries work. Tristan Thompson is still at a young age. He's 30, 31.
Yeah, he's still young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's 30 years old. And he's a viable piece that they can use at the center position. In a system like that, he could be similar to Thiago Silva. I mean, Thiago Silva.
Thiago is split.
Yeah. I'm talking. Thiago Silva is what I was trying to say, the UFC fighter. But yeah, that's another trade. What do you guys think about Tristan Thompson going to San Antonio?
I feel like Tristan Thompson for LaMarcus Aldridge is good in both ways.
Yeah.
Both sides, because I feel like Boston needs another scorer on their team, like someone in the front court, and Spurs get a dominant rebounder.
I think he'll fit well, like what Anuj said. Like TT isn't bad, but I think LaMarcus might like not only like provide that. Remember, I always talk about leadership and like that guidance, but also hopefully he brings back that Portland producing offense.
Yeah, he can stretch the floor still, and he definitely has that post game, and a lot of people still can't guard that. He's always had a light touch, and I feel like that's still something you don't lose that shooter's touch, right?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, 100%.
I also feel like he doesn't have that much pressure on him because you got Kemba, you got Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown leading the way, right? He's probably going to be like, the third or fourth option?
Oh, yeah, they have Kemba too. I forgot, yo. Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah. And Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is not even back yet. Like, once Marcus Smart comes back, he's a vital piece on that team. Like,
that guy's nasty.
He's back tonight.
He's coming back tonight?
Back, yeah.
Yeah. So they're good. They're good.
I think they're playing Brooklyn today.
Yeah, they're.
That might be a Eastern Conference Finals matchup.
Yeah, Boston. If they can land LaMarcus Aldridge, that'll be basically who? It'll be Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and LaMarcus Aldridge as their starting five. You know, that's something that LaMarcus Aldridge can fill some of the void that Al Horford left. Maybe not on the defensive end, but definitely on the offensive end.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. The next team I want to go through is the Chicago Bulls. I think this is just to kind of keep Zach LaVine happy, maybe, so that he doesn't want to leave Chicago.
I don't think he'd be a good fit, man, in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't see how this makes any sense.
I know it doesn't make any sense, but I know why Ravine's crying about it because he doesn't want Lauri Markkanen to lose the spot. But the trade for this is basically Otto Porter Jr. and a 2021 second round pick for LaMarcus going to Chicago.
Oh, that's not bad, yo. I like Otto Porter. That's not bad. Both ways.
But like you guys said, it doesn't make sense because they still have Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. No, 100% doesn't make sense.
So, I mean, I don't think there's much to talk about on this because if anything, he's going to play a bench role. And if they do somehow make a playoff run, they're going to put him obviously in crucial moments in the starting lineup. But I think that's why this trade is something that's been on Bleacher Report because teams like Chicago, New York and stuff are making that playoff push. And he could be that vital piece that, make it happen.
I just feel like that's just going to ruin his thing though, like his few years, like Aldridge. I don't even think he's going to get that many minutes to even play on Chicago. I don't know, because they got two young pieces like Wendell Carter and Lauri Markkanen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see where the fit is, and I also feel like he's going to do much worse, or maybe the same when he was on Spurs.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to move on to the next team who was on the Bleacher Report trade scenario, and that's Cleveland gets LaMarcus Aldridge in a 2021 second round pick, and San Antonio gets Andre Drummond.
Ooh,
No.
big for big, eh?
Yeah, basically, but one big can't shoot and the other one can.
But like, why does Cleveland need another big man? They have like Jared Allen and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But they also still have Kevin Love. They can put both of those guys at the forward and center position.
But I feel like Cleveland's in rebuild mode. I don't think they care about the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I think they did at the beginning, but after they lost like 10 in a row, I think they kind of that kind of went out the window.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that this wouldn't make this is kind of like on the Chicago line where it doesn't make any sense because they have Jared Allen and they're trying to develop him. He is a future center for them moving forward.
Isn't Aldridge like a 4?
I mean, he plays a 5 now. He doesn't have the speed for a 4 anymore.
Oh yeah, he used to be power forward still.
And they still have Kevin Love with the huge contract still left, so I don't know why they take him. Unless it's just like salary dumping because they're both on expiring contracts. They're Andre Drummond and LaMarcus Aldridge, so maybe just for the season, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all the trades that I saw. Yeah, those are all the trades on Bleacher Report. Now, I do want to talk about the Raptors with you guys before we end this podcast. Now, the Toronto Raptors, we already know you're not a big fan of Baines, and we don't got that many bigs. We did sign Henry Ellenson, and we did put that video out, so if you haven't checked it out, check it out. And what do you guys think about LaMarcus Aldridge coming to the team? I don't think we have the pieces to make it happen. The trade, but if he becomes a buyout candidate, can we possibly get him on our team to fill up Aaron Baines' role?
100%. But my opinion's biased, super biased, because the Raptors are my squad. But I do think LaMarcus come in will help us. It will boost us in all parts that Aaron Baines is not performing right now. At the level Aaron Baines is not performing right now, offense productions, spreading the ball, all that stuff. So I think bringing him in will help us, but like you said, I don't think we have the pieces that they may want.
Yeah, and then
but I feel like if we can get him off a buyout, I'm okay with it because like if Baines is not really producing as much, we have the insurance of Aldridge coming off the bench, right? And we just flip them like any day, any game. But if we have to trade for him, we don't have the pieces for it.
I mean, to make the salaries work, we have to give up someone like Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell, and that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all.
I tried to make a trade happen with like Patrick McCaw, Stanley Johnson, Terrence Davis, Matt Thomas, Aaron Baines. Like I did 5 people, and even with that, it didn't match up to.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't even think we have a trade exception to add into that to try to make it happen. But that takes away from a lot of our depth, even though they're not really performing right now. It takes 5 players off our bench that we use on a regular basis.
Yeah,
not all of them, but most of them. Yay or nay if we're able to get it?
Yeah.
If it's a buyout, yeah, I'm down for it, but no trade though.
I don't even think as a buyout he would come to us because
Yeah, I know. He'd probably just go to the Nets or something.
The Nets. I felt like if LaMarcus was available last week, that Blake Griffin wouldn't have been the guy that they would have picked up maybe.
Well, you think Nets would have picked up Aldridge?
Yeah, 100%.
I think he has a lot more to offer. It's just the fact that he doesn't get the minutes in San Antonio, especially with his injuries and stuff. Like he didn't get to play as much, but when he does play, he still performs like a 2010 guy. One team that wasn't on Bleacher Report that just kind of came to my mind right now was the Lakers as a buyout candidate.
Aldridge to the Lakers. But you know what I feel like might happen? I feel like Love might go to the Lakers. I feel like he might, if they can't find a trade, they might just buy him out.
It's crazy how the NBA's changed with these buyout things. Like
I know.
one of these huge ass contracts, and it's just like
I know they're
buy
just
him out and jump
it's
on
crazy. Yeah, I know.
jump on a super team straight.
Yeah, that's
Ridiculous.
Silver needs to step up, man. This shit's getting annoying.
Had one solid season last year of dynamic duels going at it.
Mhm.
But got ruined by the pandemic. But it's still it was a fair, even playing ground for all teams, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then this
Quite.
year's it's like Brooklyn is bound to make it to the finals, and then you got Lakers or Clippers. They're not as dominant or don't have as many stars, but they definitely have the depth to go at them.
It's Kawhi's time again.
Yeah.
To put balance back in the league.
Lakers and Clippers can go for LaMarcus or even Kevin Love off the buyout market, and either one of them could get them too. It's just a matter of let's wait and see exactly what goes down. Raptors obviously are going to be sidelined this year. They're not going to do much, so we'll just enjoy the entertainment for this year and then wait for the Raptors to make a huge push again next season.
But I wouldn't give up on the Raptors just yet. I feel like they have something up their sleeves that hasn't been played yet. So I'm looking forward to that.
If we face the Nets in the first round, what are you gonna say?
Like what?
If we face the Nets in the first round, what's your prediction?
Yo, you know the answer. I ain't gonna tell you. You know the answer.
Raptors in 6, right?
Raptors in 6, yo. Raptors in 6.
We already faced the Nets in a similar situation a few years ago, and we got murked as a higher seed.
Yo, we do well against good teams in big situations or in crazy atmospheres. You know what I mean? Like, we do well.
Yeah,
But,
we do. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Continue. I was gonna switch on to something else.
Okay, I know. I was gonna say we've already faced the Nets, I think, 3 times in the playoffs. We won once. We were the ones to win last year when we swept them. But the last 2 times we were a number 3 seed, and we faced them as a number 6 seed, and we got marked both times. Maybe us being the lower seed might help, especially for the 7th or 8th seed, and they're the 1 or 2 seed. But yeah, Anuj, I'm gonna throw it back to you.
DeMarcus might go to the Lakers at this point, and also feel like Kevin Love come off the bench maybe.
We'll see. When those dominoes fall, we'll get into that in the video. Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
I'm good.
I do want to end it off on this note. Like Masai said back in 2014, Brooklyn. you guys know. Brooklyn ruined the league for another 3 years, especially if they can re-sign Blake Griffin and bring all these pieces back. Because you know that James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie aren't going anywhere for the next 3 years.
Jeez.
And they're going to literally, Brooklyn is going to pay as much money as they can. They don't give a shit about luxury tax. They don't care about that. And they're going to do whatever it takes to win as many championships as they can, because you know how big of a deal it is to win championships in New York.
Yeah.
Especially Brooklyn, New York.
100%.
And on that note, we're going to end this podcast. I appreciate for everyone tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, they tell you exactly where to go and do all that. And we'll be back with another post-game podcast. I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll see you back here soon. Till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and please stay safe. Peace.